So the whole idea of what led to the Niger Delta problems, what led to Boko Haram problems,
yes,
and how they connect.
Yes.
I mean, I never had that theory until one of your characters connected them.
Yes. Something happened about that connection. 2009, I met Anderson Oriahi, and we were talking, and he said, have you ever wondered, have you ever thought about linking what is going on right now in the Niger Delta to the Civil War? That was it. That was what sparked this for me. That was the beginning. And I really thought about it. I was like, wait, how can I create a story to connect all these important things in our history, events in our history?
Together.
You know, and for me, that was the beginning. So I started thinking, started connecting, I asked questions. How can we do this? How come, you know?
Were the links and the rest, did they just come out of your mind, or did you, like many writers will do, did you undertake lots of researches, to build your story around, or I mean,
I did a lot of research, but most of it came to me. You know, I struggled with connecting some of these things. Some of those connections took me as much as 2 years. Usually connecting the fixer to, let me not give that part out. That connection took me almost 2 years to sort out.
Do you expect some people to read this?
Yeah.
And then be enlightened about what is going on in Nigeria?
Of course.
Do you have that expectation?
Yes, I do.
Now, if you have that expectation, are there facts behind the fiction here?
Well,
is that a tricky question?
It's a very tricky question. If you read here, there's an author's note here. Let me read it, please, briefly.
Okay, yeah.
I said, in the course of writing this work, I took what was real and interplayed it with what wasn't, blurring the fine line between fiction and non-fiction. In the process, I took some liberties with my creative license, a great extent of which you will come across in the book. But this was done solely to realize the emotional truth in the high-octane plot I had in mind when I set out to pen this untold story of the Niger Delta people and of the vagaries of my beloved country. So, yeah, there are some facts. And it's all here.
It's all there.
Yes.
It's all there. There's a smile there. I suspect.
I don't want to get into trouble.
You don't want to get into the politics.
Because I know what is here, and I know how it can easily become.
Yeah, it's a bit explosive.
Yes.
Really. It's a bit explosive. Behind the entertainment, there's a lot of heavy stuff there.
Yeah.
I mean, Boko Haram, Niger Delta militancy.
Yes, and then the last one.
And the last one.
Give it out.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very explosive. That is what makes the book interesting, at least for me. The fact that you could read it and enjoy reading it, but you could also read it and think.
Yes.
This is thriller.
Yes.
Is it a thriller for you all the way now, or you just want to write as you are inspired?
I just want to write as I'm inspired. I think my stories would decide the genre they want to take. Okay. I am not. I won't be stymied into a corner by genre, by category. I just want to write. So if the next book comes out as a thriller, beautiful. But I think I'll do a lot more thrillers.
I interviewed Tunde and I asked him, you can't be a good writer if you are not a good reader. Is that correct?
Very correct. Very, very correct. Because reading is what builds your language, builds your vocabulary, it even builds your imagination. Reading kind of stretches how far you can think. Reading makes you ask questions. Reading makes you curious. Reading takes you outside your comfort zone to places you can never even imagine. I've traveled the whole world in my head.
Thank you very much for joining us on Channels Book Club.
Thank you so much,
and
sir.
Well done once again.
Thank you.
As you will no doubt have noticed, legendary American musician Bob Dylan is the recipient of the 2016 Nobel Prize for Literature.
The Nobel Prize in Literature for 2016 is awarded to Bob Dylan for having created new poetic expressions within the great American song tradition.
Bob Dylan, who is 75, is the first musician to win the prestigious award. His win reignited the debates about the notions that popular song is a work of literature and whether or not song lyrics have the same artistic value as poetry or novels. We'll discuss this a bit more in a subsequent episode. For now, it's congratulations to the great Bob Dylan. The biggest literary prize in Africa and one of the richest in the world is the Nigeria Prize for Literature. Last week, Abubakar Adam Ibrahim was declared the 2016 winner of the much coveted prize.
On behalf of the Advisory Board of the Nigeria Prize for Literature and of the judges and international consultant, I have the pleasure of announcing as the winner of this year's entry Season of Crimson Blossoms. By Abubakar Adam Ibrahim.
So, what exactly did Abubakar win? Brace up to crunch the numbers. It's $100,000. Depending on the exchange rate you're using, that's about 31.5 million naira. Did I just hear you say recession? Abubakar Adam Ibrahim is a 37-year-old Nigerian journalist who holds a BA in mass communication from the University of Jos. He has been shortlisted for the Kane Prize for African Writing in the past and won the BBC African Performance Prize. He was included in the Africa 39 anthology of the most promising sub-Saharan African writers under the age of 40. Season of Crimson Blossoms is his first novel. We spoke to him in Lagos, Nigeria, on a range of issues a few days just before he won the Nigeria Prize for Literature Award. What do you think about the whole idea, of the literary prize? Some people think literary prizes are not very useful. Some people think we should have a lot more of them.
I think they will become useless when people start buying books enough to sustain a writer. But for now, that is not happening, so I think they're very important. And also, they are also a way of, setting standards, sort of like a beacon for people to look out for certain books, because they have certain qualities that have made them outstanding.
You're looking forward to winning this, right?
I'm looking forward to this being over. I mean, I really try not to think about it a lot. I try to focus on other things like my writing, for instance. But people won't let me rest. Everybody's talking about, the money. And for me, it's not about the money, really. I mean, the money is like super cool, if you win it, it's cool, but it should be more about literature. It should be more about books. People should talk more about the books than about the money. For me, that's the key thing. So, yeah.
$100,000. I can sure do with that right now. So I couldn't resist asking him what he would do with it. What you're about to watch is a behind the camera shots. It wasn't supposed to go on air, but hey, let's celebrate our new star. So here goes. $100,000. What are you going to do with it? Sorry. Anytime I hear stories like Abubakar's, I'm always reminded of one of my favorite quotes credited to a former judge of the U.S. Supreme Court, Oliver Wendell Holmes. Every profession is great that is greatly pursued. If you are out there writing or doing any other thing, keep doing it well. You just never know. Well, I hope you have enjoyed today's show. Please send us a message, question, or feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. I'm Olakunle Kasumo. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.